Really been looking forward to this conversation. Such clever people in the world. A UCT master's student is using technology to safeguard African languages. Africa is the second largest continent, but indigenous languages very much at risk. Let's bring into the conversation now via Zoom from Johannesburg. It is Chido Dzinotyiwei joining us this morning. Chido, good morning to you. I really hope I got your surname correct. Please forgive me if I got that wrong. I apologize. But I mean, when I was still studying, I was just trying to get through my degree. And here you are taking on the world. From what I understand, this is about support of language learning and translation. This is a hell of a task. Where did the idea come from?
Thank you so much for having me. The idea just came from the fact that I lost my mother tongue when I was younger, and I had to reteach myself my mother tongue, which is Xishona. And I realized that, a couple of other children or people my age were also facing similar issues. So we started off by just trying to teach some indigenous languages, and then it became the project that it is today.
So where do you begin? I mean, of all the languages, the mother tongues around the African continent, just in South Africa, we have our official languages. Where do you begin this task?
So we've actually started off with the South African indigenous languages, all 10 of them, including Afrikaans. So we're starting to focus on the Bantu and the Nguni languages at the moment.
So if I was to then go and look for this tool that you've created, what am I seeing? How does this help me, for example, learn, if it was my mother tongue, in your case, that I've lost, but also to maybe learn the other languages? What am I seeing? How does this work? What do I need to do?
So when you go onto the platform, which is on a desktop website, you'll be able to access the self-learning tool. So through that, let's say you want to learn isiZulu, you can actually go through the preloaded isiZulu content on your own. Or if you choose to have a tutor, an experienced tutor, you can then also book a session and have a virtual Zoom session with an experienced tutor.
So why the need do you feel to safeguard African languages? You mentioned your mother tongue as well. Do you think it's perhaps the youth just are beginning to lose sight of how important their home language is, their mother tongue is in South Africa and Africa?
Yes, and I think, language is tied to identity, and I think it's very important to preserve, aspects that safeguard people's identity. But in addition to that, millions of people on the African continent speak these African languages, and I think it's our duty to kind of make sure that we can localize the content. So businesses should be able to advertise in local languages, schools should be able to educate in local languages. So, having people like us starting to build a database of that knowledge will kind of assist with all those other projects that will come later.
I introduced you as a UCT master's student. Tell me about what it is you study. Did you study languages? Did you study technology? Is this part of your master's program?
Not at all. I'm actually studying my master's in development finance at the Graduate School of Business at UCT, and my undergrad was in economics. So languages is just a passion point for me.
So apart from studying an incredibly difficult degree and a master's degree, you thought, well, why not? I've got enough time. Let me go and build a platform like this one as well. So what's the expected growth? Is it live at the moment? Can I go and look for it now? And do you have sort of a goal that you're trying to achieve, say, in the new year?
Yes, most definitely. So the platform is live. You can start learning any South African language at the moment. And, our goal is just to make sure that we improve our content. So we currently have beginner level content. We want to go deeper with intermediate level. And we also want to, make sure that someone is learning each language that's offered on the platform.
I can't help but think Vambo Academy as well could be something that could end up in the classrooms of South Africa as well. We know how much of an issue language is at schools, access to languages in indigenous languages already. What about getting this into schools around the country? Is that something you think could be an idea?
Yes, that's something that actually came up towards the end of last year, and we started working with some schools to understand their, teaching and learning needs. So we are also looking to develop the platform to kind of meet the needs of primary and secondary schools in the country.
Well, for the moment, I'm going to say thank you very much, and indeed, congratulations to you, a UCT master's student, Toombs, not only studying something in finance as well, trying to make us feel all very, very silly as well, but now also coming up with Vambo Academy. It is Chido Dzinotyiwei joining us here on eNCA. Go look for Vambo Academy. I think it was only a matter of time with Zoom and online learning that someone was going to jump on this. I think it's brilliant. Vambo Academy. Go and take a look at that. Indigenous languages, protecting it, learning it, and translating it. Such a clever idea.
Yeah. Also, I think a better person who's so committed to education, academics, excellence. So I couldn't think of anyone better than someone just like her, because she's so, excellent based, and she just defines excellence for me.